Shut up and sit down.
Greetings, fellow Earth travelers. Obliques here, back with you today from MC Eternal. How in the heck is everybody doing today? All up in your face? Whoa, can't get out of your face? Okay. So, last time we built this Schmeltificator 9067-304, and it is working a treat. I have been did just a little bit of mining because, if you remember last time, we had a weird zombie sound coming from under the ground here, and I went down there and found a cave right here. And went ahead and lit it up. Apparently forgot to mine those. But did do a little bit of mining down in there. I found something cool down there we will look at in a future episode. Remember we also built the wireless power and slapped it onto our existing canola generators. So we got our 3 canola generators here cranking away. We got our wireless battery here. From Extra Utilities, and then of course we have the wireless receivers inside the house here. Castle, keep, whatever. So we got one down there doing this little business. Went ahead and moved the atomic disassembler over here. Now today, if you remember, we, back on I think it was episode 1, ate some different food and we got 2 additional hearts. If you look down right in here, you see we have 2 gold hearts on top of these red hearts. So when I take damage, those 2 gold hearts go away first, or kind of orangey colored hearts, and then the red hearts go away. So I want to see if we can utilize all of this various food we've been collecting and growing to increase our hearts even further. And I don't know if that's the case or not. Now, Spice of Life has, it is in this pack, and it has been updated to where it's less of a penalty system and more of a reward system, and that's how we got those first 2 hearts. So I want to see, we've been over here growing. That didn't reward us nothing. We've been over here growing the veggies and the fruits and whatnot. We got our little orchard outside with the trees, and I have harvested all the above. So I went through and harvested everything, all the fruit, all the veg. Went through all the trees and harvested them. Boy, howdy, that took a while. I actually cannot harvest it with this inventory layout that I like. I cannot harvest all the trees. I had to come back, empty my inventory, and then go back out again. It was great. I got so many trees. So today, we are going to work on cooking for blackheads. That is going to get us a kitchen that we can use, obviously, to cook things. It'll make our lives easier to deal with Pam's Harvest Craft. For those that don't know, if I do a search on Pam's, you'll see all this different fruit and veg and seeds, but then you see all these different things you can cook. Just a huge amount of different variety of meals that you can make. And then other mods have some too, like I think Actually Additions adds a couple meals. Can't remember if Extra Utilities does. There's other mods that add a few things here and there, to our meal pocket that we can eat from. Like Mystical World added raw squid. Pam's obviously added calamari. What else? I thought we have quite a few more. It's just a matter of finding it. Fish's Undead Rising added some. Actually Additions added coffee. Just all kinds of different things. Quark added cave roots. So I want to get started on some of that today. And we're going to put it up here. Even though it's our bedroom, it's going to be our kitchen too. We might as well sleep right here on this back wall where you see my mouse moving as I'm falling asleep. We're going to put a small little kitchen here. It may have to wrap around a little bit. I don't know yet. We'll see, depending on how many different things we end up having to make. So, let's take all of our ores and dump them into our new ore chest. So we got crystals and such things here. We got ores here that have already been processed. And let's go ahead and make our first thing. So we go into cooking. And here's, there's not a whole huge amount of stuff to it, but there is some stuff to it. Now we want to start with the basics. We need a cooking table. This is kind of block number 1, if you will. This is the block that controls all the other blocks. It is a multi-block structure, meaning all these different blocks work together in unison to be one big block. machine. So we're going to start with a cooking table. To make the cooking table, we need a Cooking for Blockheads 2 book. To get a Cooking for Blockheads 2 book, we need diamonds, crafting tables, no problem there, and a Cooking for Blockheads 1 book. To get that, we need to cook a book. We're not accountants, but we're going to cook the books. Boy, that was a terrible, terrible joke. Sorry to all you accountants out there, even the ones cooking the books. So we're just going to pop that into our little furnace here. We're going to let it cookificate. And it should drop down there. Perfect. Now let's grab a couple of demons. We don't have that many, but this should be pretty useful to us, so I think it's worth it. And we're going to need a crafting table or 2. Thought I might have had some already ready, but it does not look like I do, so let's get some wood. We'll get some birch. And we're going to do round twice. Boom, bam, boom, bam. There's Cooking for Blockheads 2. Perfect. Now, we need some terracotta and some chiseled stone, or just stone, I believe works as well. So I have been out harvesting a bunch of clay. We've got river, remember, that runs along the side over here, and I just swam that river and collected tons of clay, so no problem there. We do need to cookificate some of it, so let's get us probably a stack is a good start. And we got this on splitting, so it's going to cut it in half, cut our cooking time in half, which is great. We're going to let that ride. Now we should be able to do these 3 here, like so. That like so. And we have enough now to make, there we go, cooking table. Perfect. Now, this guy, like I said, is kind of the control center. When you right-click on it, it's going to show you everything that you can currently make with what's in your inventory, or what's connected to it through that multi-block structure we were talking about, through all these other devices. As long as they're touching it, they physically must be touching it. As long as they're touching it, then it can pull from any of those devices that you have stored fruit and veg in, and show you the recipes you can make. Now, I see right now salt and fresh water. The reason I see that is because I have this bucket of water right here. If I take that out, you see now I don't have it anymore. When I pick it back up, I'll have to close it and open it again, and boom, there we go. So we got it again. Nope, no, it came back that time. Sometimes it's there, sometimes not. But either way, it's there now. So as I put other things in my inventory, like, I don't know, corn. I don't know that we can cook anything with corn right away. Oh, yep, we can. We can make popcorn, we can make stock, and we can make cornmeal. So all just from having that one little piece of corn in our inventory. So what we want to do is to make it so we don't have to have stuff in our inventory. We want the block structures to hold all the stuff for us. So we can do that in a couple different ways. We can use counters. We can use cabinets. We can use fridges. All of the above. They all have some inventory space inside that will allow them to hold things. So let's start with a fridge. And that's just iron door and a chest. So we had some chests in here, I saw. And doesn't look like I have any more doors left. We have made a few iron doors around the place. Let's get some iron, and one will get you 3. Perfecto. Boom and boom. Now, for those of y'all that went to college, y'all will recognize this, the mini fridge. So, you know, it's got a traditional chest amount of slots. It has a really cool animation when you open it. I do like that a lot. But it is a little bit on the tiny side. So one thing we can do is make it a bigger fridge. We are going to need some more blocks, because we're going to need to make an ultra chest. And pop another door down. Perfect. Pop that on top. Now we got the maxi fridge. All right, we're back home with mom and dad. We left college and we got the whole fridge again. Now, like I said, the fridge can store things. So if I take some apples and some carrots and some watermelon and drop them in the fridge just like a chest, it will hold them. And you see, when I open the fridge, look right up in here. When I close out of the inventory, you can actually see them inside there. That's really cool. And then if I right click on here, you see it is reading the contents of the fridge because the fridge is physically touched, physically connected to, even though you can kind of see space, it's in the adjacent block, is the way I should probably say it, to the cooking table. So we can make melon juice and carrot juice and apple juice. Oh my. How handy is that? So now you say, well, what is it? That's all just basic stuff. How does it cook things? If I put raw pork chops in there, it can't cook them. It doesn't have any way to cook them. Well, it kind of does. So let me show you how we can do that. We're going to make an oven. So we're going to need a furnace, some glass, and apparently it's black glass. I don't remember it being black glass, but okay. Apparently I don't have that much glass, so let's cook some more up right quick. And I should have some squid ink somewhere. There we go. And we need a furnace. Do we have any extra furnaces? No. So we will need to make one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pop one down. There we go. Give us some glass. We will make the black glass. Boom. And we'll do the 3. We'll do the iron. And we'll do the furnace. Boom. We got an oven. Let there be oven. Pop that down again, adjacent to this block, and you can see we have a funky looking inventory, but it looks like it has a spot for pots and pans, and that's because it does. Again, we have that cool little animation of it opening. Super nice. So we need to make one of each of these, which go into this inventory that allow it to cook. Now you notice there are no pots and pans here. These are pots and pans from Pam's Harvest Craft. So cooking for blockheads works very well hand in hand with the Pams. So we need to find, I always struggle with finding the stupid things. They bury them in here and I can never remember the name of them. Is one of them pan? There we go. Saucepan. That's one. So we need a brick and we need a stick. Brick and a stick. I think we can handle that. Let us cook up a few bricks. Man, this mouse is like hypersensitive. So we'll get those. Let's get a stick. Got one. Bam, bam. I think we're going to need a couple, so let's just hold on to a few. Bam and a bam. And a brick and a stick. And there's our saucepan. So there's our first device. Now we're just going to, now again, that's from Pam's Harvest Craft. We're just going to pop it right in that little slot right there that has the shape of it. How cool is that? Now there's a, looks like a skillet. Yup. And 2 bricks and a stick. So we're going to take uno, dos, and a stick. And we're going to get a skillet. Dun, da, da, da. Pop that in place. Nice. Now you get the little animation here on top of the stove. And you can cook anything that those 2 devices in Pam's would actually cook. Cooking for Blockheads doesn't make new recipes. It doesn't give you any new recipes at all. It only gives you recipes that are already available through other mods in Minecraft that work with Cooking for Blockheads. So this is drawing from Pam's Harvest Craft saying, hey, with a saucepan you can make these things. With a skillet you can make these things. With an oven or a furnace, this oven acts like a furnace. You can make these things. One thing we will want to do is pop a stack of coal because it needs fuel just like any good furnace would. So we'll have to pop some coal in there on the heating slot. So we still have 2 more items to make. We got that and that. Let's see. I don't remember what the heck they're called. I thought pan would actually get us a couple of them, but it doesn't. It's like baking something. There we go, bakeware. There we go. We just need 8 of those. Do we have 8? We do not. Do we have 8 in here? Oh yeah. So let's get one of those. Some bakeware. Perfect. We'll pop that on there. And we need what a heck ever that thing is. Some kind of a pot. Haha, got it. How do I make a pot? Pan. Oh, whatever. Goofy joke. Alright, 4 bricks and a stick. So, come here. We go do. And a stick. Boom. Bam. Perfect. Pop that in. Now our oven is finished. Fini. Now we can't make anything else because, you know, all we really have in here is pork chops. But once we add more material, we'll be able to make more things. But the oven is done. To show you, we can make some rice bread, which is what I've been eating in large quantities. So we can just put this. Now normally what I do is I take and I do like this, and then I get the rice dough. Then I come over here and I take the rice dough, pop it in here, cook it, and it'll come out to be the rice bread. Pretty easy. Not too complex. We can come in here, we can drop the rice inside like so. And now you can see, oh, we can make rice dough. So I can just pull that out. Now that we have rice dough, we have additional recipes. Let's see, where did it go? We got hot dog, there's rice bread right there. So now we can just put that in there, and notice that the rice bread went away because we're out of dough. Did you see the dough's in here cooking? And as it finishes, it'll go here. As it starts to cook, it'll come in here until it actually starts the fire up and starts cooking on. This is kind of like the backlog, and then this is where it puts the output right there. So just another way of doing similar to what you do over here, but you can kind of all do it in one little general vicinity. Okay. So what else do we need from cooking for blockheads? Cooking. Well, we need a toaster. Every good kitchen needs a toaster, but we don't have any place to put the toaster, so we're going to make a counter first. So counter's just a chest, some terracotta, and some stone. So we'll get 3 stone. We are out of chests again. Okay, boom, bam. Wrap some terracotta around and take our stone across the top. Boom. Now we have a counter. And I want to show you, I'm going to put this next to the fridge. This guy's still going to be able to work with whatever's inside this guy. He does have an inventory just like a regular chest does. So if I come over here and I take an apricot. Now we do not have apricots in here. So I'm going to put the apricot in here. I do no longer have apricot in my inventory. You see it nowhere in my inventory. However, we can make apricot juice. That's because, again, multi-block structure. These are all connected together because they're in a nice little line touching each other. If you need to bend around a corner like this, like you have an L-shaped kitchen, you can use this corner piece. And if I remember right, it does not have an inventory, but it will let you wrap these counters around the corner. One other thing we need to make is a sink. Every good kitchen needs a kitchen sink. So we should have everything we need for that. And what that's going to do is, even without me having water in my inventory, see it use that water, the kitchen is now going to have water in it. And it even has a little fish floating in it. And we can make splashies. If we look, we still see fresh water and we still see salt. Remember, those came from the water bucket that we had in our inventory, but we no longer have that. We just have an empty bucket. it's coming from here. Now this doesn't have an inventory, but it is an infinite water source, so I can refill my bucket from there. If you ever need to empty a bucket, you can just splash it on there and you're good to go. If you want to refill it, boom, now you're good to go. It also makes a fantastic water source for machines because it pumps water out at an insane rate, well beyond any pumps or anything you can use. So these are great sources of water for other machines. So let's take these upstairs and start placing them in place and see how much room we're going to have to work with to see how many more counters we end up building. So we got about 5 blocks to play with. But then we could wrap around and kind of come this way as well. We could even wrap around and start coming back this way if we need to. Make kind of a U-shaped kitchen like that. And we could actually even put some over here. And I will show you a way to do that, even though they wouldn't be connected. They will be connected, just not in a way you would think. I don't know if I want to do that permanently, but I'll show you how it can be done. So let's get these main pieces in. Where did our stove go? There it is. Let's see. This is, again, the main part. We're going to be interacting with this a lot, so I think we'll stick him here. I think a counter on the end is probably a good idea. Maybe the sink there. Maybe the oven. And then the fridge. If all we wanted to do was keep it on this side, then that's probably as far as I would go. This fridge isn't going to be big enough to hold all of that inventory we have downstairs. We're going to need more space than that fridge and this little chest. So I probably will wrap it around a little bit just to give us a little bit more space. So that would be like more natural in a traditional kitchen. So let's make a corner piece and another counter. Maybe 2 more counters. A corner and 2 more counters. And see how that feels. So a corner is going to be just solid terracotta, again with the stone on top. Let's just grab a stack of stone while we're here. And we're going to do boom, bam, boom, and there's our corner piece. Perfect. All right, we're going to put counter, counter, and corner. That is not how we want that corner. Look, Mr. Corner, behave yourself. That's better. It's funny how you put stone, yet the counters look like andesite. So, I always found that a little peculiar. But that gives you 1, 2, 3 storage spaces. And again, well, that wouldn't be 1. That look horrible. Don't do that. But this has no inventory. Remember, we just put a block in there, not a chest, so it doesn't have the actual inventory. And then, of course, you have this, which is a double chest worth. Now, is that going to be enough? Maybe. Maybe. We could kind of start moving stuff up and see. I'm liking the layout. I think the layout looks pretty good. I think we need to get all these in here. I wish they would shift click, but they don't. You just kind of have to pop them in by hand. The goal will shift click. So now that's workable again. And all those can go in there for the time being. Got nothing else. We do have another counter. Now you can see if I put it over here, these are not going to be connected. If I take that apricot out, remember we have the apricot juice. If I take that apricot out, we still have apricot juice because it's in my inventory. But if I come over here and put it in there, you'll see no apricot juice anymore. These are not connected even though they're only 1 block away. It's like, nah, bro. No, those aren't connected. You can't do that. Nice try. Move along. So the one way you can connect them, I will show you, is using these here. Kitchen floors is an option. So you can use white concrete and black concrete, or white quartz and coal blocks, and make, ooh, that makes a whole lot more. Wow, that makes a huge amount more. We have some quartz. Maybe we do that. I didn't realize how much more that made. My goodness. Coal blocks. Oh, all my coal's up here. That's right. I was like, where did my coal go? Why have no coal? Get down here, coal. Alright, let's leave 2 in here, and then we'll just move all that there. We'll put all this away. 1, 2. Buckle my shoe. 12 kitchen counter floors. Kitchen floors. And what you would do is you just bridge them with floors. So now we have apricot juice again. So the kitchen floor carries the signal, if you will, from way out here across over to here. So that is super handy because we could lay a line of these cabinets or counters across here as long as this whole space was kitchen floor, which I think maybe we will do. To do that, we would need to take out, you know, of course, all these blocks here and replace them with kitchen floors. Alright, so we got a little bit of a kitchen going on over here. Did replace all the floors because I wanted to use this side over here, and it just looks funny to have a strip around the outside. Did kind of wrap it around. Not loving the back of these counters, but it's not terrible. We can do a little decoration, I think, to gussy it up a little bit. But that should give us a huge amount of storage. Do got 2 fridges here. Did get them to open opposite of each other, which I think looks cool. And just to show it works, apricots all the way as far away as they can. Boom, apricots. So we don't have any in our inventory, but they're still working. So now we have a couple more things we can make. We can make a tool rack. That's just some slabs and some iron nuggies. So do I have any slabs already done? I don't see any, so we're gonna make some slabs. Perfect. And I don't have any nuggies, so let's get some of those. Boom and a bam. Boom. And what these are used for is falling off ladders. No. What these are used for up here, you hang them on the wall directly above the surface of the structures. And I'm actually going to move this one over one because I want to put something else here. So I'm going to put it right there. And these hold additional cooking utensils that you may need. For example, if we go to Pam's and we go, I thought she had a kniffy. Didn't she have a knife? I know she's got a juicer. She's not. Juicer isn't a mod, Oblix. There we go. Juicer is a pressure plate and some chiseled, or some just stone. I think I have everything for that, don't I? Pressure plate. Stone. Juicer. And we can just hang that on the peg like so. And then because it's within 1 block radius, you know, we're just 1 block up, it can still use it. Super handy. I forget what all there is in here. We have to kind of dig and hunt for all the different things, or at least I do every time because I can never remember them. I don't have the brain power for all that. And there a mixing bowl. Aha, yes there was. So we need some wood and a stick. I have a crafting table. Why don't I just pop that down up here? That would be super handy. Boom and a bam and a boom and a bam, like so. We got a mixing bowl. So now it can make use of that. Awesome. Do we get any more recipes? Yeah, look at that. We're getting more recipes by the minute. So you can see this can actually make recipes from other mods, like actually additions, as well as Pam's Harvest Craft. How cool is that? There we go. It wasn't a knife, it was a cutting board. So we need to make one of those. Plank, stick, and nothing related to metal, which is what? Well, I guess cutting board, but it has a picture of a knife on it. You'd think there would be at least a piece of metal in there, but whatever. Whatever. Pop that up there. We can now use the cutting board, so we get additional recipes. Even better. So we just want to kind of keep doing that for all the different mods that we use. Like Actually Editions, I believe, does have a knife, and that is in fact used for making food things. If we do a U on the knife, you can see it is needed to make pizza and burgers and submarine sandwiches, all from Actually Editions. So we should be able to make bacon out of some cooked pork with a knife. And I think we have cooked pork in there. Well, we have raw pork, but this can cook pork. So that's one of our recipes. So we want an Actually Editions knife on there. Let's see what all this is going to take to make that knife. We need a knife blade, which means we need some flint, which I have down here. One of the rare times you actually need some flint. Not often, but every now and then. Alright, what about the handle? Leather and a stick. We have a little bit of leather, not a ton. So leather and a stick. Now if we take these two and slap them together, we get a knife. Pop that on there. Now, we were going to make, what was it? Bacon? Yeah. So we need to cook pork chop. We need to cook it. All three are done. And there we go. Actually Editions bacon. So there's 3 slices right there ready for us. Nummy num. Fortunately, I'm not hungry yet. I think these boots help me not be so hungry. Let's take some damage and get ourselves hungry. It does not look pretty when you hold it in your hand, does it? It's not bacon. It's like a picture of bacon. But by gum, it's edible. So, what you gonna do? But again, we want to experience a lot of different foods so we can see if we can get those hearts up some more. So I think it's probably wise to just try and eat lots of different things. We need to make a few more things. I want to make a toaster. That is something we need. So I need to go. I got everything but a lava bucket. I can make everything but a lava bucket, I think. There we go. Pop a toaster down. Now we can make toaster things. At cooking, what else haven't we made yet? A fruit basket, some slabs, and a pressure plate. Alright. There's slabs. Pressure plate. Doesn't want to work with birch. Apparently. But only on the pressure plate, doesn't care about the slabs. Why you gotta be difficult? There we go. Fix your recipes, game. Where would we have fruit? Mom would have the fruit basket down here on the corner, wouldn't she? Isn't that about the right place? Let's go get some fruit. So I'm going to open this up. So it has its own inventory. You can right click on it. And we're going to put those cherries in like so. You can see them. That looks cool. Well, we found 2 cows over here on Cow Peninsula. We're a good little clip away from the house. Not too far though. But I've got to navigate these guys out of this river and all the way back to the house. And there's a big old tower behind us. So, see you in about 632 hours and 42 minutes. Hi Hector, we're home. Look, I brought cows. You just sit there and chill. Not. Alright, so little dude's all grown up. So we need to make this milk jar, which is just glass and a plank surrounded by a jug of milk. So we got that. And let's go ahead and get the milk jar in place at the bottom of that little contraption right there. Yeah, things are gonna happen. So Come on, little dude. So we need you to come up here. You coming? Come on. Come on, little dude. On step. There you go. And I'm going to leap across. I need you to come all the way up. There you go. Perfect. I will take my lead back. I will sneak behind you with my bouncy boots. And I'm going to need you to go in that hole. And I don't take care if you take damage as long as you don't die. And in the hole he went. So, now, we need to use this. And can you imagine what's about to happen? Yep. And we now have a cow in a jar. It's pretty awesome. It's one of my favorite things. And yeah, you burned up all the glass so y'all could see that. Because it is totally worth looking. But this will produce milk. So if we kind of clean out our inventory a little bit, you can see milk stored currently in the top right corner is 350 and climbing fast, and it'll hold 8 buckets of milk. So we just want to break it. It gets huge, and we can walk around with little bitty milk, little bitty cow in our inventory. Very cool. And we're going to bring him in here, and we're going to set him on the counter. Which counter should we place him on? Do we place him here? Do we place him here? Do we place him here? Where do we put? Maybe here. Here, there. Alright, now when you pick him up, you do lose all the milk that it already had, so it is going to start regenerating milk. Once it gets to a bucket, we're going to have milk recipes in here, which is awesome. Alright, so one more thing I want to make for today, and that is a coffee maker from Actually Additions, because what's a kitchen without some coffee, right? So we need coffee bean, which we have, void crystal, that's just coal in a zappificator, these basic crystals, which is Restonia, and some black quartz. So let's see, we get some black quartz going, and we got 4 Restonia already. Did I not put these here? I could have swore I put those there. And then we're going to need some redstone. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to zap that as well. Why is my thing doing weirdness? Let's cook those. Let's get that. Okay, we're going to toss that one out. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit it with the zapper. Perfect. And yeah, that's just those. We should have that. Boom and a bam, boom, bam. So there's our 2 coils, our void, coffee. We just need an iron casing, which is another crystal, or another quartz, sticks, and iron. So let's get one of these cooking. See, it did it again. Why are you do things weird? So we'll put that in there. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's grab some iron, which is going to be up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. Grab this guy. Go here. Casing, please. Thank you. Casing can go there. Coffee maker. Now, coffee maker does need power and water. So we'll have to give it some wireless power. Let's go find a spot for it. Could go there, but I can't really hide the power because of this window. Can't really hide it from there. Nothing, can't hide it anywhere over here. That's about the only place I can hide it. Okay, so that's where it's going to go. Boom, coffee maker. We need to go downstairs and put some wireless power in. I think we will put it right behind this block. better? Okay. We'll just put that there. Put that there. We should be able to get rid of this. And we should now have, hopefully, some wireless power on our coffee maker. Perfect. Now, where's my bucket? Because it also needs some water, if I remember right. So let's just fill her up. We can automate this later. But it's going to be a little tight in here to get water because I believe that's an exterior wall. So we got power, we got water, we need a cup. Yep, we need Actually Editions coffee cup. So let's see. Spell it right. Come on, Obelix. Good Lord have mercy. Empty cup. So that is just some stone with some beans. We will zorp that around like so. Actually Editions coffee cup. Perfect. So we pop the cup in. We put some coffee beans in. We can see it loading up with coffee. And then we can put whatever modifiers we want to put. And that is up to us. And each of the different modifiers have different effects, which is kind of cool. So I can get a little milk, and that can be a modifier. I can get some sugar. We can come down here, and I should probably grab a stack of it for the kitchen anyway. Oh, and I have loaded up our kitchen, by the way. I brought everything up here. So here's all the veg. Here's all the meats. Here's all the peculiar things, just different mods, you know, quark and bewitchment and whatnot. I've got mushrooms and melons down here. We've got cooked items, you know, already cooked items over here. I'm just storing bees in here. This is the heating unit for the oven. We can't use this yet because it requires FE power, and we're not making FE power. These are the nuts and stuff we get off of trees that are nuts, non-fruit related. All our fruits are up here in the basket. We have whole pumpkins and whole melons down here. That's where I was just shoving the coffee, and this is extra stuff that we've got over a stack of. We're throwing it over here. So we want to make a little bit of sugar. So we're going to put a little sugar in our coffee, because cream and sugar, why not? We'll put some spices up there, and we'll throw some sugar cane in here. Why wouldn't you? Boom. Actually, let's just go ahead and convert this over as well. That way we have almost a whole stack there. So once you get whatever modifiers you want in there, and there's a bunch more, you can click OK. It makes cool coffee brewing sounds. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. And you see it producing the coffee. Now, the different modifiers give you, like I said, different effects. So sugar, I think, is speed. I forget what milk does. You know, just like I said, different effects. And we are done. Now you see it did use quite a few beans, so we're probably going to want to grow some more of that. But look at that saturation. Huge amount of saturation. And because of the sugar, we're going to get speed 1 for 30 seconds. And ain't that going to be sweet. And look, our saturation bar is going to just jump completely full. And you see, we only took a little bit of a drink. And of course, we now have speed, so yay us. And for those that are wondering, yes, Pam's Harvest Craft does have its own coffee, but you can see it is pitiful compared to the Actually Editions base coffee without even any of the fancy effects on it. So if gonna have it, you might as well do the Actually Editions one. And no, it does not work with this system, unfortunately. It is independent. The machine itself doesn't work with the system. You can set it on it like I've done here, and it looks cool as part of the kitchen, but it doesn't actually interact with the kitchen. So you can't put coffee here and it pull from it. Unfortunately, you can't pull from the water faucet or from the sink, which would be nice. You saw I did have to load it by bucket, so we're too close to full to be bothered. So, but I do think it looks better in the kitchen than off by itself. Even though they don't interact together, and the coffee is significantly better in this pack than the Pam's Harvest Craft coffee. So, I'd much rather the coffee beans go towards that. So, anyway, I do think that is gonna do it for this episode. Ooh, that green just looks awful. So do appreciate you guys coming to hang out with us as we built a kitchen. Till next time, y'all get out there, make some noise. See ya.